So I'm back again. Interesting, 2 hurricanes in a row. That's crazy. This last one really didn't do much damage, so I'm happy for that. But on to things that I've learned. In the last hurricane, there was an urgency to go out and purchase this, that, and the third. The second scare did not purchase as much. Third scare didn't go out and purchase anything at all. Why? Because instead of waiting to the last minute to get everything into one place, I devised a plan with the family, and we knew to gather everything together and make sure so that it doesn't become a financial drain, just like the one we had previously, Sally. So that particular lesson, I am thankful that I learned dealing with finances and keeping a close eye on everything that I spend and everything that I do. Another thing I am learning is that there are ups and downs in months. It's not like that's a new concept to me, but more or less I'm more aware of it now because I am watching where everything is going. Ups and downs as in some months income expenditures are not as much, so the income is greater, the amount of money you have is a lot more. And the reason you need to save in the months of plenty is so that when you have your down months where everything costs a little more, your income hasn't really gone anywhere, it still stayed the same amount, but now because you've planned and you've saved for emergencies like this, then you'll have it so that you're not completely without or going into the negative or using everything you have just to cover it. And those are some things that are very good tools and tips to keep in mind as you go forward and increase your finances and increase your savings and become more financially aware as to what's going on, which is what we're doing now. Yes, this past month was very challenging, was not financially a good one, but it wasn't necessarily a bad one. Things always do come out in the end. Another thing that I've decided to keep on the number one list of things to handle is the paying of that credit card that I got to use to increase my credit score. So I was doing a little thinking about it and everything, and what I noticed is if I pay attention to my dates, then I come out on top, whereas if I don't watch my dates, then I don't. So I notice that at a particular time every month the bill is due, so I make sure that when I pay it, I pay everything off. And then of course I have just enough left to carry over that wasn't from what was owed, more or less a new charge. Keep it less than 3%, and I've seen and noticed that my score has been increasing as long as I stick with this plan, which is something good. I'm learning to take control of my finances, learning to take control of my money and not letting it take control of me, which is a good thing. I feel more confident about my ability, which I never felt confident about before, in using a credit card because I have been able to control it and maintain, which is something that's important. It's one thing to control, it's another thing to maintain. And so I'm learning to maintain a steady pace at which everything goes so that nothing becomes too far out of hand or such a problem that it becomes a bad thing or a negative thing or a negative impact because you've used above your typical 30% mark. So those are some things that I keep in mind as well. I am excited about things starting to come back up. It's not where I want it to be just yet, but hey, nothing ever happens overnight. I didn't build what I've got to this point overnight. It took several months. So with that same concept, I know when small things happen, they happen instantaneously. But the ability to come back for them, that takes time. And we have to keep that in mind as I grow my finances and build everything and do what I'm supposed to do. I got my credit score back. It went up, but I'm happy that it went up, but the number it went up to, yeah, that's an interesting number. So I'm hoping to pull it up a couple more points to get it away from that number. But either way, as long as it's going up, I'm good. So other than that, everything's going pretty good. Little hiccups, I'm learning to deal with them and plan and fix and go forth. And hopefully it'll be even better for next month. All right, thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.